From a childhood marked by struggle and silence, to becoming a powerful voice for love, identity, and resilience. This is the story of Chasten Buttigieg. Behind the political spotlight, behind the headlines, lies a journey of courage, heartbreak, and hope that inspired millions around the world. Stay with us, because this is not just a biography. It's a story that proves your past does not define your future. Chasten James Buttigieg, born June 23, 1989, in Traverse City, Michigan, grew up in an environment that would profoundly shape both his identity and his voice. A voice that would later resonate far beyond the classrooms where he first found confidence and purpose. And while today he is widely recognized as an author, educator, advocate, and the husband of Pete Buttigieg, his journey to public visibility was neither simple nor predictable, but instead marked by deeply personal struggles, resilience, and an unwavering search for belonging, beginning in a conservative and often unaccepting environment where questions of identity, especially those surrounding sexuality, were not openly discussed or understood, leaving him to navigate the complexities of self-discovery largely in isolation. A reality that created both internal conflict and emotional hardship during his formative years, and as a teenager he experienced periods of instability, including family tensions that led him to leave home, moments that tested his endurance and forced him to develop independence at an early age, shaping a perspective grounded in empathy and awareness of marginalized experiences. And despite these challenges, he pursued education with determination, attending Northwestern Michigan College before transferring to the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire, where he earned a degree in theater and global studies, disciplines that would nurture his storytelling ability and broaden his worldview, allowing him to explore human experiences through both performance and academic inquiry. And it was during these years that he began to more fully embrace his identity, though not without fear, as coming out remains a deeply personal and often difficult journey, especially in environments where acceptance is uncertain. Yet his courage in doing so became a foundational step toward the life he would eventually build, one defined by authenticity and advocacy. And after completing his undergraduate studies, Chasten pursued further education, earning a master's degree in education from DePaul University in Chicago, where he began his career as a middle school humanities teacher, a role that would become central to his identity, as teaching allowed him not only to share knowledge but to create safe, inclusive spaces for students, particularly those who, like his younger self, felt unseen or misunderstood. And his passion for education was not merely professional but deeply personal, rooted in the belief that representation and compassion can change lives. And it was during this chapter of his life that he met Pete Buttigieg, then the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, through a dating app, a meeting that would quietly grow into a transformative partnership, and their relationship, built on mutual respect, shared values, and emotional support, quickly became a cornerstone of both their lives, culminating in their marriage in 2018, making Pete Buttigieg the first openly gay major presidential candidate in U.S. history to have a same-sex spouse. And as Pete's political career gained national attention during the 2020 presidential campaign, Chasten transitioned into an unexpected but powerful public role, becoming not only a supportive partner but a visible and influential figure in his own right, engaging with audiences across the country, speaking openly about his life experiences, LGBTQ+ rights, education, and mental health, and using his platform to humanize political discourse by sharing deeply personal stories that resonated with many who had never seen themselves reflected in national politics before. And his authenticity, warmth, and humor quickly distinguished him, earning admiration not only from supporters but from those who found his honesty refreshing in a political landscape often marked by distance and formality. And during the campaign he played a critical role in connecting with younger voters and marginalized communities, often emphasizing themes of kindness, empathy, and inclusion. And after the campaign concluded, Chasten continued to expand his influence through writing, publishing his memoir, I Have Something to Tell You, a candid and deeply personal account of his upbringing, struggles with identity, experiences with rejection, and eventual journey towards self-acceptance and love, a book that not only provided insight into his life but also served as a source of comfort and inspiration for readers navigating similar paths. And his storytelling, marked by vulnerability and sincerity, reinforced his position as a powerful advocate for those whose voices are often overlooked. And beyond writing, He has remained actively engaged in public speaking, education advocacy, and charitable efforts, frequently addressing issues such as bullying, homelessness among LGBTQ+ youth, and the importance of supportive communities, drawing from his own experiences to highlight the real-world impact of policy and social attitudes. And as part of a historic political family, he has also contributed to reshaping public perceptions of what leadership and partnership can look like in modern America, demonstrating that empathy, openness, and authenticity are not weaknesses but strengths. And in 2021, when Pete Buttigieg was appointed Secretary of Transportation, Chasten embraced a new chapter as a political spouse at the federal level, balancing public responsibilities with personal life. And later that year, the couple welcomed twins, marking another profound milestone that added the dimension of parenthood to their story, further humanizing their public image and offering representation for LGBTQ+ families on a national stage. And throughout his journey, Chasten Buttigieg has remained grounded in the experiences that shaped him, using his voice not to seek attention, but to create connection, to remind others that their stories matter, and that even in the face of adversity, it is possible to build a life defined not by fear or limitation but by courage, compassion, and authenticity. And his legacy, still unfolding, is not measured solely by titles or public roles but by the countless individuals who see in his story a reflection of their own struggles and a source of hope for their future, making him not just a figure associated with politics but a storyteller, educator, and advocate whose impact extends far beyond any single role, embodying the idea that personal truth, when shared with honesty and purpose, has the power to inspire change, foster understanding, and create a more inclusive world for generations to come.